what? We are coworkers, but I would say we are also friends.
We're definitely friends. In fact, we might meet up this summer. I can't wait. You
I
guys
know.
listening, you might not know that Jessica and I have never met up in person, which is a travesty.
A travesty. That is such a good vocabulary word. Travesty is like, oh, this is the worst thing. It's the biggest disaster. It's so terrible and sad. Guys, we are talking about making friends with coworkers in this new YouTube series. I'm so excited. We have 3 amazing episodes planned for you guys.
Yes, this is going to be really fun. And I know you guys are thinking about this, right? If you work in English, you want to be able to chat with coworkers, you want to be able to make friends, but there are some things you need to be thinking about. You can't just willy-nilly try to be best friends with everyone. Just doesn't work that way.
Totally, right? I mean, that's guys, you're not going to connect perfectly and naturally and comfortably with everyone. Like that's impossible, right? So guys, you also need to think about who do you want to be friends with, right? Who should you be friends with? Who should you be spending time with at work and trying to talk to? So that's what we're talking about today, guys. If you want to find out your business English level, we made a free quiz for you guys. Go to allearsenglish.com/work quiz and find out how good your English is in the workplace, guys, and get free resources as well. So in our last YouTube series, we talked about small talk. This could be with coworkers, it could be with anybody. So if you didn't watch that series, go back and watch the small talk series, guys. But this is what we're talking about today. At work, how do you know when to be friendly, right? Or how do you know when that you don't have to say anything? Right? Because that can be tricky.
Exactly. What are those social cues you need to pay attention to that help you know if someone is open to being friendly, to open to having a little bit of small talk, or maybe too busy or not interested for whatever reason? This is important that you can pick up on those cues so you don't create awkward conversations.
Exactly, guys. So I know,
We've all done it.
We've all done it. But I can imagine also if you are a very motivated student, then you're like, okay, today I'm practicing my English. I have this vocabulary phrase that I want to test out and I need to use it today. And like, this is your focus. And so you just like find a coworker and start talking to them. But what if they're like on their way to a meeting, right? They don't have time. So you need to be sensitive to that, right? Part of this is reading the room. I love this phrase. This is an idiom and it just means to be sensitive to the situation, to the people around you. You need to first pay attention and think about, are they ready to talk to you? Do they want to talk to you? Maybe they're in a bad mood and they don't want to talk at all. Then guys, like, don't try. Aubrey, have you ever been in a situation at work, maybe like when you worked in person, like in a company or an office of people, was there anybody in the workplace that you knew you wouldn't be friends with?
Oh yeah, for sure. And part of it was just that she was so busy. She was overworked. She was sort of the office manager. And every time I saw her, she was going quickly to where she needed to go or clearly stressed out, shuffling lots of papers. There was never an opportunity to just have a casual conversation with her and chat with her. So even if we maybe would have been friends, it was never an appropriate opportunity. So it just never happened.
Totally. So guys, we do want you to connect with coworkers, right? But just make sure that first you're reading the room, right? Pay attention to those social cues and really like decide, is this person ready to talk to you? Do they have time? And if so, then go for it, right? But you have to know when and where that's appropriate. And also, you want to think about politeness as well, right? When we're talking to coworkers, should you be very polite and formal, or like, how do we know how polite to be?
Yeah, we are rarely very formal, especially if it's going to be small talk. But I do like asking someone, do you have a minute to chat? Because even if they seem like maybe they do, I think that's just a very polite question so that they can let you know if not, or yes, yeah, I have a minute. What's up?
Totally. I like that first, just checking in and asking if they have a minute. That's so perfect. So guys, now Aubrey and I are going to do a role play for you. Let's just pretend that we've worked together for a while, and we're not good friends yet, right? In this role play, but I think that Aubrey, I think that you could be a possible friend. I have read the social cues and you seem like a very nice person. I know a little bit about you, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take the chance and I'm going to try and develop a connection with Aubrey, my coworker. So let's dive in here. All right. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Hey, Aubrey, how's it going?
Good, good. How about you, Jessica?
I'm tired, man. You can call me Jess, by the way.
Oh, cool. I will. So, Jess, why are you tired?
Just a lot of life recently. You know how hard we've been working on the Broadmark account for one.
Oh, I hear that. I put in like 10 hours of overtime this month.
I know, me too. Besides that, though, my son just started baseball again, and it's intense. There are 2 practices a week plus a game.
Sheesh, my kids just started doing spring soccer. They don't even have any practices, just games, and it's so much.
Lucky. Which league are they in?
They're in the Happy Valley Rec League.
I've heard good things about them, actually. Sounds like they have some great coaches.
I adore my kids' coach, Reed. He is really great with the little ones.
Okay. So connecting about stuff outside of work, like that's the key, right? So some things to point out in that role play, guys. And by the way, if you click on the description below the video, you can see the role play in there and you could practice this. You could say this out loud and copy the way we spoke those sentences, guys. But I want you to notice that I give that cue of like asking her to call me Jess instead of Jessica. That's just such a great thing to right away establish. Like, I want us to be friends, you know, like you can use my nickname. You don't have to use my full name. So I think that's a good strategy for letting other people know that you are ready to be like on a relaxed, informal level with them.
Yes, totally. I'm kind of jealous you have the shortened nickname because mine is where Ob, call me Ob. So.
That doesn't make it. Well, Bree, you could be Bree.
But I'm not a Bree.
You're not a Bree.
But there's great vocabulary here to point out too. That phrase to say, I hear that. If someone is telling you something and you can relate, this is such a native, natural phrase to say, I hear that, and then share why you have that in common. Build on that commonality.
Totally. I love that phrase. I hear that. I just like saying it. It's fun. So guys, stay tuned for our next video in this series, Tips for Talking to Coworkers. And guys, if you didn't watch our last YouTube series about small talk, go back and watch that. And remember to test your business English fluency. Go to allearsenglish.com/work quiz. All right, Rad. Aubrey, thanks. I'll see you in the next video.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye.